So now we shall play Valhalla, a cyberpunk bartender action. We should get a few days done at least. And it's a game I don't which is kind of nice. I've got the CRT lines put on it. Glitch City, 2070X AD. A city that shouldn't exist. A tax haven where corporations and criminal empires reign supreme. In this place, all human life has been infected with nanomachines to keep them in check. Over them stand the White Knights. Man, why is it so quick? Here, brutality in all its forms is an everyday reality. The quality of life for the non-powerful decreases at an alarming rate. For many, this can be overwhelming. Some devote themselves to their jobs, their families, or even their studies. Some look for ways to escape this place, and others just give up. But for many of them, the answer lies at the bottom of a glass. And that's where we come in. On a small road just seconds away from the main street, somewhere near the slums, you can find the Hala A of the BTC certified barcoded VA-11. But that's a mouthful, so we just call it Valhalla. Which makes sense, right? A small oasis in the middle of the concrete desert, a fountain of spirits waiting for tired souls. And it's here where this story unfolds. So here we are, Cyberpunk bartender action, Valhalla. Now this game is pretty fun, I have to say. You know, it's really nice. So let's go. Just make sure everything's fine now. The game's not too loud, I wouldn't think. We can have it windowed, but we really want to go full screen, don't we? The scan lines sort of give it a bit of extra charm for me. Prologue, Anna, demo. What? Oh, okay. I may check that out at the end of the stream. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for playing Valhalla. This game is best played getting comfortable. Grab some drinks, some snacks, and enjoy. So sit back and relax. We hope you have a good time. Oh, I'm sure I will. I've done 5 days on the Switch version. And apparently there's like 20 days. Psst. Hey, over here. Boo! Oh, whoa! Oh, someone's on the TV. How's that for an entrance? Oh my god. Wow, I don't remember this on the Switch version. Come on, Joe, look sharp. The game's starting and the player needs a good first impression of its main character. I know you served a bunch of tuxedo-clad corgis over the weekend, and the bar will eventually close. Oh man. Well, that's a bit of a downer to start the game off, isn't it? And I'll admit, my little prank on you might have gone a bit overboard. But remember, life is 90% how you take it. Stay focused and look at the brighter side of things. I have no idea what the brighter side is, but you should totally find it. In any case, you should totally check that parcel you just got. See ya! What did we get? Oh. Just a dream. There's something near the door. Chapter 1. Primera? Someone in the comments will tell me. On YouTube. Don't worry, someone in the comments will tell me. I'm sure. Your membership to Shining Fingered will automatically renew on the 17th. Make sure your account has at least $800 by then. Make sure to save up your data using the Life Backup app. You can now browse the Augmented Eye. Very nice. Boss and me. You can tell. She really likes her boss. So, who was that letter from? Nobody. Alright, Right, let's open our phone up, eh? Oh look, we have apps we can add later. Right, so this is basically the news. The best place to get all your news. Mass emigration continues as Quincy reveals new economic adjustments by Kimberly LaVallette. With inflation rates among the highest in the world, constant shortages of basic groceries and rampant violent crime, Glitch City citizens look for a better life in other countries. Quincy, however, isn't happy with this. They learn of our schools and universities, the Prime Minister said during a talk with the Augmented Eye, but they apply what they learn somewhere else, and I find it rather insulting. This comes after revealing new economic measures for the city, which most analysts consider to be useless for the current environment. They don't know shit, concluded Quincy. Well, someone is clearly not very happy. They take advantage of our free health education system and then just abandon the place as soon as they finish. I mean, rude, but this place does seem pretty grim. Glitch City does. Definitely sounds like the place where violent crime and all that stuff would happen. Wonderlanders are the newest threat to your security, by Kimberly LaVallette. She seems to do a lot of the news on this, doesn't she? If you thought Alice Rabbit was good at cracking the most complicated security protocols in the world, then this new group will certainly blow your mind. They've yet to make an impact as big as Alice Rabbit, but they seem to be aiming very high with the recent threats issued against Prime Minister Quincy. We hold full access to Quincy's email network and will release the whole database this January, the group declared during a stream. Shallow threats, though. When questioned, Prime Minister Quincy dismissed all of the group's threats by stating he's not hiding anything and is not afraid of a possible leak of his email history. Maybe everyone will get to see what kind of TV I bought last month. Clearly someone who is not worried. Wild parties. The people behind the Wonderlanders seem to enjoy dressing in all kinds of rabbit costumes during the stream, from Anthro to Bunny Girl. The purpose was to show the love and respect they have for Alice Rabbit and their role in today's politics. They definitely sound like they admire them, don't they? We want to follow their example while having some fun. We're not sure if this will go anywhere, but we'll be there to tell you if it does. Cyborg in Heels returns next year. To the Super Silver Thunderdrome by Lana Smithy. Someone new for a change. The popular show Cyborg in Heels returns to the Dome this March, with tickets going on sale in January. Cyborg in Heels is a massive stage show about a cyborg fighting terrorism while wearing heels. That sort of goes without saying. Director Quentin Hayter explained Cyborg in Heels' special appeal during an exclusive interview with the Augmented Eye. What's not to love about it? It's a cyborg wearing heels, cutting stuff. That's literally something we've never seen before. A niche market I'm willing to capitalize on. Check out the full interview in the next few weeks, exclusively here at the Augmented Eye. Oh man, so as you can tell, I'm going to be talking a lot. No voice acting in this game, so I may only have a few days to play because I don't know if my voice will hold on. Let's save our first day though, eh? So, there you go. This is every song we can play in the bar at the moment. Some really nice tunes in this soundtrack. Anyway, let's go to work. Tuesday, December 13th. Good evening. Hey there, Jill. Oh, hey, John. When will you admit you have a John face, Gil? Wow, that's not very nice. When you let people call you Jules. Quiet. Are you okay? You look distracted. Where's Boss? Dunno. She went out to buy some stuff and... Did you hear what I just told you? You said something? She's so sassy, isn't she? Yes, that you look distracted. Very, very distracted. It's nothing. I'm just thinking about... stuff. What stuff? Well, I have to pay rent by the 30th, which is always stressful, and... There's also the fact that I spent a full hour yesterday apparently talking to myself. Oh dear. Not to mention the fact that 2 days ago I found out that the bar is at risk of closing. That must have been quite a shock. So not only is my life being shaken up, I'm apparently going crazy. I mean, certainly sounds like a stressful time in one's life, doesn't it? When your job is going to be taken away from you. On top of that, neutering 4 left me with a completely empty wallet, and I'll get evicted if I miss rent again. And there's all the beer cans around my apartment, and... Jill! Sorry, did you say something? Can you really work today? Of course I can! Let's go through the basics then, shall we? Just in case. Wow. He only joined the place recently from my remembering. If you can make a piano man, I'll skip the rest, but bear with me for a second here, okay? Let's start with a sugar rush. Look for the recipe using the navigation bar in the recipe book that it will show up on the top left. You can also sort drinks by flavors like sweet or types like manly. Drag the desired amount of ingredients from their cells on the right to the shaker in the center. So basically they're cans. But they're all sorted in cells apparently in this universe. Gil. When done, press the mix button and then press it again to stop mixing. Click the serve button or the drink itself to serve it and that'll be all. Oh, but if the drink looks messed up, you'll need to press the reset button and try again. You can press reset at any time, even while the shaker is moving. Don't be afraid to use it. Gil, I'm the one who went through the formal BTC instruction. Then this should be no problem. Gil wants either a sugar rush or a piano man. If I mess up the ingredients or the drink, I can press the reset button and try again. But we already know. I know this game. I know how to play it. We'll just make the piano man and that'll be that, right? So 2 Adelaide. 3 Bronson extract. 5 powdered Delta. 5 Flanagide. And 3 Carmetrine. All on the rocks and mixed. Here, happy? Yes, very. I stand corrected. Now let's get working. Oh yeah, before I forget. You can make any drink big by doubling the amount of ingredients. But if the recipe already has over 10 ingredients, the drink is already big. Oh, and if a recipe says it uses optional Carmetrine, it means you can use none or fill it to the brim. Optional Carmetrine doesn't count towards making a big drink, of course. Carmetrine is the alcoholic factor in a drink. It doesn't change the taste, but the amount still has an effect. If you add too much of it, the client will get drunk faster, so please be mindful of that. So basically, optional Carmetrine can drastically change the conversation you have with a character, which is a nice little detail. Are you done with the exposition? Now I am, yeah. Hey guys! Oh boy, oh but, eh? Who's that? I don't know. Found her while I was out shopping. He just picked her up like a stray dog or a stray cat. Oh. Why bring her here? Well, it was either leave her outside at the mercy of society's finest or bring her unconscious body in here. Now we gotta wonder why she was even unconscious in the first place. She's going to make such a ruckus when she wakes up, you know that. That's up for you to deal with. I'll be at my office. God damn it, boss, why'd you do that? You can't just push that responsibility onto us! We have work to do! Damn it! There are 2 of you! Believe in yourselves! Or believe in the me who believes in you. Do you think Chief knocks her out? Nah, that's unlikely. She'd be crowing about it or taunting us if that were the case. And it's not like her to pick on such a small girl. At least not unprovoked. Yeah, you're right. We'll just need to keep it quiet. She seems to be sleeping soundly, not comatose. Yeah, she's not dead or anything, it's fine. Yeah. Okay then, time to start the night. Yes, I'll start working while you go clean the bathroom. Come again? Well, you spend the whole weekend and Monday doing God knows what. We've had some interesting clients come in. Dogs. Lots of them. You're joking. Gil, you've known me for how long now? Do I look like the kind of woman who would make a joke like that? Well, here you go, see. So, as punishment for leaving me to deal with all of that on my lonesome, you'll be in charge of cleaning the bathrooms. Have fun! Just that? Fine, I see no problem. Oh, you wait, you wait. Where's the cleaning stuff? Here. You brought that from home, didn't you? That I did. Fine. Yeah, you don't get to complain. Get to work, you. With that out of the way, let's play some music on the new jukebox. This mod needs to have all of its 12 slots filled with songs before it can start. I wonder what was the logic behind that decision. Whatever it is what it was. Alright. It's so hot today, man. I've nearly finished my drink as well, so I might need to go pop another one before the end. Especially because I'm going to be talking a lot in this stream. I mean, until I started streaming, I wasn't really much of a talker. But it really helps. Streaming has really helped me in that regard. Right, so... Drive me wild, baby. I mean, I never really think of what songs to put on the jukebox. That's a nice one. Neo Avatar. Synthestitch. I thought I said Synthestitch for a second. Star that pierces the dark. You know, it's nice to try and get a few, like, variety stuff, but, you know, I don't want to take too long. Follow the trail and the assignment. Alright. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Hey, you! Get me a beer! Oh, sure, right on it! He wants a beer. He looks like quite the big guy, though. So, naturally, being a big guy, he obviously wants a big beer. So, 2 Adelaide, 4 Bronson Extract, 2 Powder Delta, 4 Flanagide, and 8 Carmetrine. That's right, 2 Adelaide, 4 Extract, 2 Powder Delta, 4 Flageride, 8 Carmetrine, all mixed. There you go. Here you go. Yeah, this one's good. Pretty good, in fact. Nice job. Thanks, I guess? You're lucky I was in a meeting close by. This hellhole could certainly use a presence like mine. Although, to be fair, work has taken me to worse hellholes, like New Jersey 3. Oh man, number 3. 1 and 2 are probably not that good either. So New Jersey 3 is probably like a whole other level. Huh. What kind of work do you do, mister? You're talking to Donovan D. Dawson, chief editor and owner of the Augmented Eye. Ah, so he's the man in charge of that. Nothing gets published there without my blessings. The day started with quite the interesting fellow, it seems. Certainly did. So you're the one to blame for the barrage of daily articles on Alice Rabbit, then? Hey, people love those articles. They love reading about that urban legend. Can you blame them? The idea of some wildcard hacker working for their own goals and nobody else's? That's the kind of corny shit that brings the clicks, from all kinds of people. Including me. And clicks bring money, and money brings nice stuff. Stuff like cars and houses and plastic surgery for the missus and her kids. Her kids? What? Well, I'm not complaining about the fact that you write about the hacker. Just that you write about them every single day. Some of it isn't even news, just speculations or copycats. I can't read your newspaper's daily feed without running into at least one article about Alice Rabbit. Well, first of all, I don't write about it. My interns do. The poor bastards think it'll help make them full-time employees. I'm just capitalizing on this topic while it's popular. And second, you're tired of one article about a supposed hacker? But not all the daily stories about murders and other horrors? Well, I always filter out that section. I don't want to start my day scared and bitter. I have enough pressure and problems as is. I don't need to add Glitch City's lovely citizens to that list. You're smarter than you look, kid. But if more people were like you, I'd go bankrupt from the lack of traffic. Still, maybe my job would be easier. How so? People get people get bored of a certain kind of news after seeing it repeatedly. When I started in this job, it only took the news of some elderly woman being killed to guarantee clicks. Now you need an elderly woman carrying a sick baby boy getting hit by a truck. Death's not enough. They need a full sub-story behind it. That's why I like those urban legends. They're easier to write about and you can make up any shit you want. Spam them while they're hot, and even people like you, people who avoid the murder stories, will see them. That brings money, and like I said, money's good. Huh, I guess he has a point. What about the opinion columns? Aren't those a good source of traffic too? Oh, I hate those brats. They just write about how they're better than everyone else. They might also write about how everyone that likes a certain something should be sodomized. The worst part about that is they know half of our clicks come from them, so they get all diva-like on my ass. I think you're being too harsh. What about? No, wait. I was thinking of another newspaper. Yeah, the columnists on your page are annoying. See? The kid on the restaurant critique column, shit, I forgot that brat's name. Restaurant? I believe that's... That kid. Couldn't care less about his name. Anyway, his column is the least visited of the bunch. He gets less hits than the obituaries. However, he still insists that I keep paying for his adventures to go outrageous restaurants. I wouldn't have any problem with that if he actually wrote about half of the places he visits. How so? He rarely writes about the places the newspaper sends him to. I've even heard he tries to get free meals by proclaiming that he's a food critic. Poor bastard only gets laughed at when he says that. Yeah, I imagine. You're just a freeloader looking for free food under the guise of work. I do remember some guy coming here asking for free drinks and saying he was a critic or whatever. Did he look like a fat child with a really small face? No. Wasn't this one then? Anyway, all this talk made me thirsty. Try to give me a beer this time, please. Coming right up. Beer again. This man likes his beers. They come cheaper in bulk at the store though. I know, right? Crazy. So again, 2 Adelaide, 4 extract, 2 powder, 4 flanginide, and 8 carmetrine. Ding, there you go. Here. Ah, it's the big things that make life worthwhile. What about big troubles? Did I stutter, kid? Right. So tell me, do you see many celebrities in this hellhole? Please stop referring to this place as a hellhole. If a place smells like soap and dog piss, I'm within my constitutional rights to call it a hellhole. Ah, yes, that's true. I'm doing my best here, thank you very much. Who was that? Nobody important. Hey, I heard that! Don't be offended by what I say, kid. I'm insulting the building, not you. You can think of it as a small hole in hell rather than a hellish hole if you like. Charming. So, celebrities. Not really. At least not that I know of. Why? Well, to begin with, you have a serious VIP as a client, but I don't see you losing your shit. You're not making me feel special, honey. And second, because I'm always up for gossiping regarding famous people. Especially the red carpet kind of famous. Those folks people pretend to love but actually want to see fall from grace. Pretend to love? Fall from grace? Why do you think that gossip about famous people always sells? People pretend that they love celebs, but what they really want is to see their idols torn down to their level. They want to see them suffer, to get their comeuppance for daring to be so much more successful than them. Nah, I think gossip is just something everyone enjoys but nobody wants to admit to enjoying. You thought wrong, but if you were right, it wouldn't change the fact that people love that kind of stuff. They want to escape their lives by living somebody else's. Sadly, I fail to see the appeal in that whole thing. What do I care if this guy I saw in some random movie was wearing socks with sandals or if they're dating God knows who? Granted, socks with sandals is practically a public indecency, but still. I like Jill. She is, very relatable. Oh, please. As a bartender, I bet you have a strong voyeuristic streak. Your kind always loves to hear that stuff. Just like hairdressers. This sounds hypocritical coming from you. Even if that's the case, I don't sensationalize what people do. I don't make it more than that person you know from TV acts like a human. Sensationalize is the key word here. Just the other day, I saw this committee judge bitching over what some girl was wearing to the store. No matter what you say, these people don't exist solely to entertain the public. But this problem exists because they're the ones constantly cultivating the idea that they're perfect and untouchable. Going to exotic locales, dressing in elegant ways, indulging in every luxury they can think of. Oh man, if I have to voice this guy, I might have to just revert back to normal voice. She's hurting my throat. All that just leaves the public craving for those little moments when they make a mistake and fall to their level. Can't say that's a lie, but sometimes the crowd just wants to see they're human. Hey, that dude that plays the nice guy is indeed a really nice guy. To be fair, the gossip articles don't help, sensationalizing everything. It feels like they're instigating a behavior that shouldn't even be acknowledged in the first place. You like your big words, eh, brat? Well, two can play at that game of... Huh? Hey, you're a bartender, right? No, I'm a lab rat hell-bent on world conquest. I love it. I love her. She's so great. Sarcasm wastes my time, my money, and your energy. Refrain from using it. Anyway, I just realized that a bartender like you must have heard quite a few stories in her career. Talk about changing topics. Maybe. Why? Wouldn't you like a column talking about those? I bet they would sell quite well. It would be like that priest who published confessionary stories and then got excommunicated and lynched. People usually tell me all this stuff because they know I'm just a simple bartender. A personal stranger of sorts. We could have you ghostwriting. Half of our staff do that. They do? You don't really think Lana Smithy is just one person, do you? Oh. Figures. Anyway, eventually the people from the stories would know it's them and blame me. Not only would that hurt us as a business, it would hurt me. I really like hearing clients rant about their lives. Oh, and it wouldn't hurt and it would hurt the clients too, I guess. Okay, glad you considered that. Well, if you ever retire, that offer is waiting for you. Wanna see what's on TV? No signal. I'm not really a big fan of wrestling myself. Hassy Zero. Yeah, let's keep that off. Yeah, like you'll remember me 2 weeks from now. Sure. Do you want another drink, Mr. Donovan? Mr. Donovan. Mr. Donovan. Did I say something wrong? Not at all. I just really like the sound of that. Mr. Donovan. Mr. Donovan. Is it really that special? At work, everyone calls me Mr. Dawson or boss. Boss is just a title. It's too impersonal and cold. It is? Mr. Dawson was my father and grandfather. It's too general. But Mr. Donovan. Now that's more like it. They're referring to me, to the man in front of them, Not to my family, not to my position as boss. To me. Do you want your employees to get personal with you, Mr. Donovan? Oh, gods no. But I want them to fear me. Not because I'm their boss or the name appearing in their paychecks. But rather because I strike mortal dread into them. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna make everyone call me that. Oh yeah, you were asking something. What was it? Drink. Another one. Do you? Yes. You know what? Third time's the charm. Give me a beer. All right. Third time's the charm? For what? Anyway, better get him that beer. So yeah, we know this now, don't we? 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oop, no, I don't want age. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mix. And there we go. 1 beer. Here's hoping I don't pass out. Cheers! Enjoy. Say, kid, does this bar have any investors? He didn't call it a hellhole? There was some bloke named Sven that wanted to give us money if we stamped his face all over the place. But aside from that, no. These bars are pretty much like any fast food chain, so there are no local investors. Why? Just wanted to let you know how lucky you bastards are. Investors suck harder than my first wife's mouth. Oh, okay. Those beatards think they're so important because they put their money in the company. Well, that's... I mean, you give me money so you can make more. Let me do my thing and I'll give you your money. But no! They have to stick their noses and start changing the silliest of stuff. Oh my god, my throat. Doesn't help I might have the endings of a cold. Alright, I can't do this anymore. Drink's finished as well. What good is it to be the boss if you still have to work for someone else? You still have to answer to unions, the government, and those kinds of organizations, don't you? Yeah, but that paperwork, I make somebody else do it and call it a day. These losers ask for meetings. They start talking about stuff they don't like, stuff they found offensive. And there's always that one guy or gal that says, hey, why don't you do what the other newspaper does? Recently they told me they needed more clicks. More clicks! I make sure to keep stuff spicy while still keeping production quality up, but it's never enough for them. Well, you know what? They want more clicks. I'll give them more clicks. I'll show them what happens when I do what they want and don't reject ideas. They'll know who the hell Donovan D. Dawson is. Should I be worried? Nah, it's not your problem. At least he paid before storming off. I wonder what happened with Sven though. We never heard from him again. Jill! Yes? What the hell happened in that bathroom? That kind of mess usually requires you to have thumbs. Crafty dogs, I tell you. You'd think their short legs would hinder them. The ceiling, the sinks, the toilets, the vents! Shh! You'll wake up Briar Rose over there. I won't forget this! Yeah. Well, that's what you get for abandoning your post for the busy weekend, though, isn't it? You can't really blame anyone but himself, right? Oh, a client. Oh, right, I should have... It's only just occurred to me, though. I should have changed the title. Oh, I should have changed the game I'm playing right now. Alright, back to it. Oh, a client. Welcome to Valhalla. What can I... Big gut punch, fast. Alright. He wants a gut punch. I want to give him a gut punch, alright? Oh, it's fun. So he needs a big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 Flangerade with optional Karmatrine. You can have 7. Oh, aged. There we go. Gut punch. Here. You can actually do it then. Wow. Rude. This crack house is a bar. Wow, really? You come into my bar, request a large drink, and then insult it. Man, what is it with everyone insulting this place? Hellhole? Crack house? It smells like dog urine and soap. How the hell do you expect someone to feel comfortable in here? I'm surprised you decided to come to our little crack house at all, mister. What the hell do you care? The payment registry says. Sorry for the question then, Mr. Ingram McDougal. Oh, so you know him. Sorry about the smell. We're working on fixing it. There was an incident over the weekend. But it's Tuesday. I know, right? Please, let me what I can do to make your experience more pleasant regardless. If I pay you, will you come with me to a motel for a couple of hours? Excuse me? What sort of proposal is that to spring on someone you barely know? You know what? I'm getting a drink because I am not happy with that. Ah, there you go. Now, when I said a drink, I didn't just mean a drink of water. We're playing a bar game, so I think an alcoholic drink is suitable. Some cider. Ugh. Anyway. No. Then I have no use for you beyond giving me drinks. Such pleasant clientele tonight, I know, right? But then it is a bar. May I ask why you decided to come to our bar then? Somebody recommended me this place and I have absolutely no idea why she likes it. She says she's a regular here and all. I'm starting to doubt her tastes. A regular? Can I ask who? No. Fair enough. We did outright refuse his offer before, so I guess it makes sense. I'll concede one thing. Whoever picks the music at least has decent tastes. Oh, why thank you. Hey Jill, where did you put the dish soap? Gil's run out. Below the sink where it's always been. Right. Oh, a customer. Good evening, sir. Hope you enjoy your stay at Valhalla. So, any other feedback you want to provide our establishment so we can enhance your customer experience? No. Nothing. That's an interesting change of heart. I can't afford to slander this place knowing she's here. You know my boss? I don't know her, but I know who she is. Yeah, she's famous around Glitch City after all. Dana Zane, the Red Comet. What? The woman who fended off mall rioters all by herself, knocking them out cold one by one. Oof. That's an achievement and a title I've never heard before. I know Boss did quite a few things before opening this bar, but that sounds... Would you happen to know how she got her mechanical arm? I heard a couple of stories, but they sound too fantastical to be true. You've had an interesting change of attitude. I saw that woman take out armed rioters with her bare hands. Whoa. Once you see something like that, it's hard not to keep your mouth shut in front of them. Yeah, because you know they could literally kick your ass. Interesting. You can relax though. I've only seen her deal with clients personally about 2 or 3 times. One involved class 5 weaponry, the other one a pickup artist, and the latest had an alpaca. What? An alpaca? Not really an alpaca, but there's this woman that owns a textile company. She got really drunk and she started screaming she was an alpaca. Oh man. Imagine the things you see being a bartender. She started spitting on everything afterwards. My boss had to show her the exit. I'd rather not remember that night, so let's leave it at that. That sounded like quite an entertaining night at any rate, isn't it? Can I get you anything else? Give me a pile driver, please. Please? There's a word I haven't heard today. Coming right up. But of course, you keep that to yourself. Pile driver. Now, he didn't ask for a big one, so 3 Bronson extract, 3 Flanagide. Oh, nearly did it. And 4 Carmetrine. All mixed. Righto. There you go. Here. Damn it. It's fine, I guess. Hey, lady. Have you ever faked an blah, 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 blah. Excuse me? I'm sorry. I think I heard wrong. I asked if you've ever faked a... If only I had a soundboard and I could just have a beep noise, I could just do that. But I can't, because I don't have one. Gotta accept these things. That's a question I'm not gonna answer. I'll take that as a yes. Of course you would. You don't want to admit it, then of course you did. Sorry, I'm gonna hiccup a bit because of the carbonation. And burp a bit, sorry. I was just thinking about how good a lie can be. I mean, even the most sincere of people lie once in a while. Lies can buy you time. Lies can make you happy. Reality will come crashing through the door eventually, but for that moment, the lie can give meaning to you. I say lies are like your porn stash. You know they exist, but you shouldn't acknowledge them. Does that mean you've really faked? Because you look like you have a lot of experience. What? Excuse me? How rude! Still, that's quite a random thought to suddenly have. Are you perhaps lying about something right now? Not really. I was just thinking about people making polite comments about this crack house. Of course you were. Hey, I'm gonna need another drink here. Already? Do you think you're drinking quite a bit quickly? That's my problem, not yours. Give me a fringe weaver. Alright. Alright, let's give him a fringe weaver. 1 Adelaide, 9 Carmetrine. Right, because it's 10 ingredients, it's already a big drink, so you can't actually add more to it. But man, all this Carmetrine. What a mad lad this man is. Oh, aged. Try not to drink it too fast. That's up to me. Hey lady, have you ever felt empty? Empty how? Like hungry? No, that's obviously not what he's asking. No, I mean empty like there's a part of you missing. Can't say I particularly have. I just feel like there's this part of myself that lacks something. An urge to get or do something that I just can't satisfy. Have you tried taking up a hobby? It might not solve your problems, but it might keep you busy enough to avoid thinking about it. Not bad advice. Any suggestions? Well, collecting stuff, reading, bungee jumping, combat sports, exercising. Sounds a lot cheaper than the alternative. Which is? Bitches and alcohol, of course. I tried sex tourism once. It was like a bloody Russian roulette of STD, so I left midway through. I mean, of course. I once burned my Christmas bonus hiring free women for an porn is more amusing and way cheaper. I've also hired a girl to act like my daughter for a day for 3 years in a row now. Wow, that's interesting. Nothing seems to do it. Have you tried rescuing a puppy? You can't F-word puppies. At least you shouldn't. I'm drawing a blank then. Can't think of anything that might help. I wasn't expecting you to help me, or to believe me. Eh? I could have been lying through my teeth this whole time. People lie, lady. Anyway, I'm leaving now. The smell is killing me. Please come again. Don't count on it. Good. Thank goodness. Boss, I'm gonna go take my break. All right. And there we go. Day 1, part 1 done. Whew. Let's just save. It's now safe to keep playing. You've got to take a break, of course. Breaks are important. Not that it was much of a break. I mean, I'm streaming here. I can't really do that, can I? At least I didn't get locked up this time. We're gonna change some tracks. Neon District, Glitch City, and Base of Titans. Okay, let's go. Okay then, back in action. Good evening. Good evening. Would you mind taking your helmet off? Oh, sorry. It's so comfortable. I usually forget I have it on. Is this better? She cute. Yeah, thank you. What can I get you, miss? Master Specialist Seipi Asagiri of the 765th Division Valkyrie Corps at your service. Wait, that's too long. Just call me Sei. Okay, whatever you say, Sei. What can I get for you, Sei? Let's see. I'm in the mood for a sweet drink. Oh, but not sweet as in cool. Although a cool drink would be nice too. But not cool as in great, and especially not as in big. More so since I have to get up early tomorrow and I can't afford a hangover. I'm sorry, did you get that? A sweet drink, preferably a cold one that's not too big, right? Yeah, that's it. I can do that, give me a sec. Something small, sweet, and icy. I wonder if we have something that's so specific. Alright, so let's look at the sweet drinks. Now, what's a small one? Sweet, light, and fruity. Hold on. Man, using a mouse can be a little bit annoying for a game like this. It was by type was after a sweet drink. Something small with ice. That's got 10 ingredients, so that's a big one. Blue Fairy? That's aged. I mean, it is small, but it's not got ice in it. Not a Blue Fairy. See, now we actually have to think about the drink. All aged and mixed. Piano Woman is big though. It's aged and mixed as well. Sparkle Star, all age. I don't think we do have a specific one for that. But Moonblasts are big. Rantini. Aged. Oh man, I don't think we have anything that specific. It's a shame we don't. but there's gotta be something, right? I don't want to get a bad order on my first day. Oh, come on, blueberry. A lot of these sweet drinks are aged. So annoying though. There's only one sweet drink with ice on it though, isn't there? I got no choice, do I? I'm gonna have to assume a Moonblast. It's the only one, right? Unless there was some other drink I could have put in there. Powdered there, and 2 Karma Tree. Yeah, because Karma Tree doesn't actually add to the thing, does it? They did say that, didn't they? Nice. Let's blend it then. Here you are. Ah, yes, this is just what I needed. Thanks! Got it. We don't get many White Knights as clients. I can only remember one other, in fact. You said you're from the Valkyrie Corps, right? Are you the guys who deal with riots and such? Riots? Oh, no. You're thinking of Blitzkrieg Corps, the ones with huge plated suits, right? Yeah, those. No, we're different people. I mean, obviously we are different people, but we don't deal with riots or anything. In fact, you could say we deal with their aftermath. How so? To rescue, heal, and protect. We are the angels who soothe those suffering enemy attack. We are the light of hope in the darkest of times, the ones who assist the victims of crime. We watch, we protect. What was that? Oh man, that sounded like a Sailor Moon rant, didn't it? Sorry, it's sort of our Pledge of Allegiance. We recite it every morning. What it means is that our duties mostly include rescuing civilians, healing the injured, and protecting them from stuff. What kind of stuff? Burglars, rapists, car crashes, anything that might happen on our watch. You mentioned heal. Are you a doctor then? Nah, I know many doctors, but I'm not one. I'm more of a paramedic. I treat people so they can arrive safely at a doctor. I'm also kind of like a firefighter in that I sometimes rescue people from places. Damn, that must be a tough job. You're not kidding. Sort of, but it's also really rewarding. I mean, I've yet to meet somebody that isn't glad to see me when I arrive. You must have seen some shocking sights. Yeah, this one time when I was saving some people from the top of a collapsing building, I looked down and was blown away by how pretty the city was. It was like a starry sky on Earth. I don't think that's what she meant. Oh, and there was this time when we were cleaning up the aftermath of a car crash. Water was pouring out of a hydrant. With the lights and scattered pieces of glass, it was all almost dreamlike. That's not what I meant by shocking sights. No? But those are sights, and they're shocking, right? Yeah, but never mind. I mean, it's probably for the best. Wait, did I mishear you and accidentally Did I mishear you and you actually meant sighs? I mean, sure. I've suffered the deepest, longest, and most frustrating sighs from people after everything's said and done, but don't worry, you didn't mishear. I guess I was just expecting a different kind of answer. What kind of answer? Don't worry too much about it. Probably for the best, yeah. You finish your drink. Can I get you anything else? Something classy. A classy drink. Can you be more specific? Don't make it too big. Does that work? Sorry, I don't come to bars very often. My drinks usually come in a can. No problem. Don't worry. A classy drink, right? Let's see what I can find for you. A classy drink. Simple enough. Classy. A Bad Touch, a Brantini, a Cobalt Velvet, a Fringe Weaver, or a Mercury Blast. cobalt velvet. It's like champagne served on a cup that had a bit of cola left. Fringe Weaver. It's like drinking ethylenic alcohol with a spoonful of sugar. I kind of want to see what would happen if I gave her a drink with lots of alcohol in it, but I think she's got a job to do, right? I wouldn't want to do something like that to her. But then these classy drinks all seem to have a decent amount of carmetrine in it. No, it was classy. I mean, that seems like the sort of thing. 2 Bronson Extract, 2 Powdered Delta, 2 Flanagide, and 4 Carmetrine. All on the rocks and mixed. Here you are. Yep, this looks like something Stella would drink. Who? She's my dearest friend. Not that I don't have others, but she's the one I've known the longest. She likes these kind of drinks, so I wanted to see what's so special about them. And what do you think? I was expecting something stronger. I like it quite a bit. I mean, I specifically picked a lighter one for you. Say, Miss Bartender, what's your name? You know my name. Now I want to know yours. I mean, it's only polite, right? Oh, sure. Just call me Jill. 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 Jill is short for Jillian. No, that's not right. What's she thinking of? Jillian. Julianne. Do not call me Julianne, please. Oh, that doesn't seem like something she likes. Sorry about that. No, please excuse me. I didn't want to anger you. But why don't you like being called by your full name? It's a stupid reason. Don't dwell too much on that. Oh, okay. I still feel bad about angering you, though. Why? Because you look like a nice girl, Jill. And I don't like angering nice people. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. She certainly fits the angel of her division very well. If it helps somehow, I really like this place. That actually helps. You're the first person to say something nice today. Thanks. What do you like about it? The smell of dog urine and soap. Oh God. My mum used to be a veterinarian, and I used to go to her clinic after school, so the smell kind of takes me back. It makes me feel comfy and nostalgic. Well, for some people it will. What made you become a white knight instead of a veterinarian or anything else? Oh my God, someone in the chat is using a Valhalla emote. I love it. I love it. Welcome to my stream though, thank you. Well, I was never a good student, so studying medicine of any kind was out of the question. That aside, it's mostly because of something that happened while I was a kid. A white knight attacked my friend and was coming for me when this other white knight saved us. I don't remember what happened next. I just woke up in a hospital with my friend watching over me. I mean, it wasn't a prophetic moment or anything like that. But ever since then, I felt this was my calling. I mean, fair enough, mate, fair enough. Emotes are there to be used after all. Why else would they exist otherwise? That I wanted to help people the same way they helped me. Huh. It's interesting though. One would think being attacked by a white knight would make you run in the opposite direction. Yeah, but it was another one that saved me. So I kind of guide myself towards judging everything on an individual basis. Well, not to an extremist extent, but you get me? Yeah, I try to do the same too. Why join the Valkyrie Court specifically though? because I wanted to rescue people from dire situations whenever possible. And going into patrols and all that felt too tiresome. It's also the one with the least paperwork involved, of course. It'll all come down to paperwork at the end of the day. Now that I think about it, there are different kinds of white knights, right? I guess white knight is too broad a term. There's not one specific type. There are many different classes. Rescue, assault. There's even a squad full of bureaucrats. Really? Yeah, they get assigned to companies to handle the accounting and that kind of stuff. People usually ask for them because they speed up the processes. But a few were assigned where the company is suspected of having weird, under-the-table deals. Makes sense. Interesting. There was also a squad dedicated to fighting school bullying. Really? That's interesting. They were doing a nice job, but the fad of anti-bullying campaigns passed and they lost their funding. Wow, that sucks. I believe some members still work with anti-bullying cases in an unofficial capacity. That'd be nice, I think. Can I get you anything else? I don't know if I should. I can't afford that many drinks, and besides, I don't really know how much alcohol I can handle. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, you know what? I'll have something else. I remember some drink called, martini? Brandtini. No, I'm pretty sure it's martini. It's Brandtini. Trust me. I'll get you one. What on earth happened to that? She wants a martini... Sorry, a Brandtini. I wonder if that's just like a licensing issue. Brandtini. Let's see. At least it doesn't have a lot of alcohol in it. I guess that's partially why she recommended it. 3 powder delta and a carmetrine, all aged and mixed. Here, see? Huh, you were right. Thanks. You know what? I think I'll bring a friend of mine in here in a couple of days. Really? Why? I like the feel of this place and I want to share it with her. It might be a bit difficult though. She's into more, classier places. Not that this place isn't nice, but... Don't worry, I know the kind of place I work in. I see. But it shouldn't be too bad. I just need to... Oh my god, what was that? What was that? Sounded like an explosion. I'd better check that. I paid you already, right? Yeah, go ahead. Be careful. I will! She left her helmet. Oh, it definitely seems like the kind of thing she'd do. Well, if she's coming back, I'll just hold it for her. I'll go check what the ever-loving hell that explosion was. Careful! What? Oh, she woke up. Where am I? Where am I? Good evening and welcome to Valhalla. That might have been the best thing to say, right? But Valhalla? Am I dead? Does that mean that Uncle Ingus's ramblings about the afterlife looking like a shoddy downtown bar are true? Called it. Everyone has a bad thing to say about this place. God damn it. Afterlife? I'm not dead? As far as I can tell, no. To be fair, I don't know how death or the afterlife work exactly, but you're breathing, right? Alright, then where the hell am I? How did I get here? Who brought me here? What are you planning to do with me? Are you organ traffickers? Robbers? Rapists? Pickpockets? You're pickpockets, aren't you? Why aren't you saying anything? I'm waiting for you to vent your worries. Otherwise you'll just... You're rapists, aren't you? Rapists, the whole lot of you! Calm down! You want to tear my clothes, beat me unconscious, have your horrible way with me, and then brutally murder me, don't you? All while still violating every hole in my body as I lay there twitching, don't you? Just chill, alright? Murder, 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 murder. Interrupt me. She's totally lost her head. Well, this is going nowhere. Let's see if I can get a drink to calm her down. Or to throw at her face. Think carefully, Jill. Give her something that will calm her down. Okay. Alright. What will calm her down exactly? I don't know. What would calm a ranting, raving woman down? Oh, this is gonna be tricky. I love how he got fedora with a perfume and plum. I don't know why you do, but you just do. What would... Right, would a bitter drink calm someone down, you think? This might be something. It's supposed to mean a punch made of innards, but the name actually describes what you feel while drinking it. Maybe she does need a gut punch. Calm down! Punch! Like, oh. Oh, man. Okay. 5 Bronson extract. 1 Flanaguide. There you go. All aged and mixed. What is that? A drink. You're in a bar. Bars serve drinks. Bar? So I figured I should give you something to help you calm down. Don't worry, it's on the house. To calm down? What did you spice it up with? Roofies? TXX? Pumpkins? What, huh? God, no. I wouldn't even think of it. Your stuttering makes you suspicious, you know. If I ever added anything like that to your drink, they'd dock my pay and tips. Not to mention I'd have to pay any lawsuits myself. And that's the best case scenario. I could get fired and lose benefits or go to jail. And trust me, the BTC loves to catch anyone who commits that particular felony. They'd show themselves all proud for a hefty PR boost. And the thought of going through all that is just... Even if you say that, let's do something. If you go outside and head just 3 businesses to the left, you'll find a convenience store. They sell drug tests for drinks. Tell the cashier that Dana Zane sent you. 2 flying cars crashed and went boom. That's why it was so noisy. Oh my, it's a good job that Say did go there then, isn't she? Any damage? A hole in the street. Don't know about the drivers or anything. I see. Either way, I think I'm done here. Did you check inside the toilet paper's locker? What about it? Oh my god! How? Why? What? How? I'm back. He tried to give me bandages at first, though. Did you have to pay? No. No problem then. Try it on the drink. Say's negative. There you go. But you could be in cahoots with the clerk in the store. He even knew your name. Good point. But first of all, it's not my name, it's my boss's. Second, we are pretty much part of a chain, sort of like the spicy chicken of bars. And finally, I'm not making you drink this. I offered it to you as a sign of peace. I mean, you are right. It is indeed suspicious on my part. Sorry. You can just ignore the drink, go through that door, and forget this ever happened. That would be it. You're at peace and nothing of value would be lost. Are you implying something won't have value because I ignored it? Are you saying my presence is so unimportant that my lack of action will yield no difference? Eh? And what about the drink? Are you gonna let this fruit of your work go to waste so easily? No, well, I'll let you know I'm not that unimportant that your work does matter, and that your work does matter. Not sure you should drink it all that fast. I did put a lot of cartramine in there. So, how was it? Too strong. Did you think this would calm me down? It looks like I fucked that up. Are you alright? Yeah, I guess you were telling the truth. Sorry about that. No problem. If I were you, I'd have probably reacted the same way. I should apologize for my last comment too. It came out as insensitive. I guess I'll stay for a while. I need to get my thoughts in order. Can you tell me how I got here? I swear, probably the frothy water was the right thing to pick. Probably. Ah well, too late for that now. My boss found you unconscious and brought you here for safekeeping. And you wouldn't sleep until that car crash outside. I see. I guess it's better to wake up here than on the streets, stripped of clothes, dignity, and or organs. How did you fall unconscious? Were you tired? Sick? I guess I'm sick, but I'd rather not talk about it. Of course. As a bartender, we have to respect our clients. I'll tell you what, your drinks are on the house tonight. Why would you do that? Consider it an apology on behalf of everyone here for all the trouble we've caused you. Also, something tells me you might need another drink right now. Yeah, you might be right. Okay then, I'll take you on your offer. I'll have a piano man. Will you be fine? Yeah, I just gulped the last one, so I want to enjoy this one. Coming right up then. She's asking for a piano man. You don't see women asking for a piano man every day. At least it doesn't have a lot of alcohol in it. Considering I shoved a load of it in hers. There you go. Here, one piano man. Yeah, this is the one. My dad used to drink these before an actual pianist attempted to kill him. Ooh. What did he do? Your dad, I mean, to provoke the pianist like that. Wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. He was relaxing in a bar when suddenly the pianist leapt off the stage and started punching him. Some say he was off his meds and that my dad looked like some music critic that had bashed him. Oof. I still hold my stance that he just got too excited. Jazz does that to you. I don't know. I see. The Piano Man has an interesting story. It was originally created by a bartender in honor of a pianist friend of his that had just died. Apparently it mixes all the flavors said friend liked the most. Oh, that's nice. So this is how it feels to go for a drink at the end of a long, hard day at work. Hold on guys, I just need to quickly pop to the toilet. Back in a sec. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry for the wait. So this is how it feels to go for a drink at the end of a long, hard day at work. I'm not sure if I like the fact that I'm falling into that. Where do you work, miss? Call me Kim. Oh, hello there. I don't know if I can say I work yet, though. I'm still just an intern. And that logo on her clipboard tells me she might be working for Mr. Donovan. Can I ask where? Have you heard of a newspaper called The Augmented Eye? Ah, see. I read it every morning. In fact, Donovan D. Dawson was here earlier. I knew I smelled his nasty cologne. That bastard leaves his reek wherever he goes. So you believe me? I do. God, you have no idea how much I hate that chauvinistic horseblower. Oof. Okay. Harsh words. The worst part is that I kind of admire the way he does stuff. I mean, he's no nonsense, he gets stuff done, doesn't he? He's so forceful about the things he wants that people have done it before they realize what's going on. He even got a pizza delivery boy to work server maintenance. Wow, okay, that is pretty impressive. A full week passed before the pizza shop asked where the hell he was. He is quite the influence then, isn't he? And would you believe it? The guy became decent at server maintenance despite having no previous experience. It's kind of admirable, but at the same time I hate his guts! Ugh! Knowing that I have to work for him, it's... Ah! Why are you working there then? Yeah, there's surely other newspapers. Did I ask something I shouldn't have? No, don't fret about it. I'd rather not talk about it though. Fair enough. That's literally how I would react to that. God, I'm on the same wavelength as Jill here. What's your name, bartender? Call me Jill. Is it hard to be a bartender, Jill? I guess it's as hard as being a cook somewhere. Although cooks have a load of pressure, don't they? Because of how busy they can get and how much stuff they have to do. You keep going through the motions while trying to provide something of quality. Or while answering the whimsy of people's orders. I think the hardest part is dealing with the chemical hazards some people might leave behind. Why? Oh yes, yeah. Just like those business dogs that were in here at the weekend. At one point I thought about being a bartender. But I was afraid they'd make me wear skimpy clothes and dance or something. Yeah, that's a stripper. That's a strip joint. If you don't work at a strip joint, you wouldn't have to do that. Here we go again. Well, it depends on where you start working, you know. Whoa, that was a bit... Whoa, this music. Let's move on. This seems a little more fitting, don't you think? I guess I was lucky Valhalla didn't end up being a tacky disco overseen by a DJ with an afro. My boss just wanted a comfy place, I think. Your boss sounds like an interesting person, what with wanting to put me somewhere safe and all that. She is! She's so cool and collected, but she has no qualms about showing excitement about stuff. Sure, she's been a bit tense the last couple of days. But even then, when you're with her, everything just feels under control. I mean, she's infamous. Ugh. Woo. She also has this mechanical arm. I have no idea how she got it, but... Sorry, I got carried away. I mean, wouldn't you love to work for someone you loved and admired like Jill does? She's quite lucky. It was fun to see you break the wise bartender character you're using here. I do that? I mean, professionalism isn't part of the job, right? It'd be nice to meet this boss of yours sometime and thank her. Shall I call her? She'd be glad to know you're okay. Oh no, I shouldn't pester her that way. And besides, it's getting late and I don't want to abuse your generosity. You can ask for another one. Although I don't know how much alcohol you can handle. I think I can handle another drink. 1 brandini, please. Coming right up. She wants a brand... Sorry, a brandini! Yeah, that. Oh my goodness, that must be so confusing. Six of that. Oh no. No. That's my first fuck up. Here. Yep, this seems like the stuff. Cheers! Are you alright? Yeah, just a bit, dizzy. And you're clearing your throat? It helps me focus a bit. Yeah, I'm better now. Hey, Jill, do you work with other women? I work for a woman, but my only co-worker is male. Why? You lucky bitch! I mean, you have no idea the heaven you live in. When I started my internship, every intern was female. Have you ever tried competing with women for a good spot? They are relentless. Have you tried making friends with any of them? Friends? Those aren't in it for the friendship. They're out for blood. Sorry, I mean, the other day I got an assignment and all I got for my efforts was an afternoon spent locked in the bathroom. Oof. And this other time, when our supervisor praised me, I'm still looking for my briefcase. Ouch. Ugh! Sometimes I just want to take all those bitches and throw them in the sewers or something. Let the lizardmen feast on their livers. I'm just so tired of having to deal with that. Tired of having to put up with them. Tired. No sleeping here, please. Do you want me to call you a cab? Would you be so kind? Hey, it's Jill. Can you send us a cab? The client? Just a second. Hey, Kim, I'm gonna need your full name. Kimberly Lavalette. Wow, what a flowery name. Oh, and that's the... she wrote some of those articles we read at the start. Kimberly Lavalette? No, I have no idea how to spell it. No, she's too sleepy to answer that. Okay, fine. Thanks a lot. They'll be here in... a minute. She's been through a lot today, I guess. I wonder if her whole incident back then, when Boss found her, was because of those fellow interns. Hey Jill, bathroom's done. I'm leaving. Guide Miss Lavalette to her cab on your way out, please. Oh, she woke up? And fell asleep again. Sure, anything for a client. Excuse me, miss. Please help me walk you to your cab. Pickpockets. And that's it. Are we done for the night? Seems like it. Where's Gil? And where's the girl that was here? Gil cleaned the bathroom and left because he stank. Oh, that's so mean. Kim woke up, had a couple of drinks and left. So she's called Kim. How did she look to you? How was she? She was freaked out when she woke up, but she managed to calm down. Are you worried about her? Wouldn't you be? I don't know. Hey boss, do you feel like calling you boss is too impersonal? Not really, no. It's not like you call me that because I'm a stranger, just out of habit. Oh. Anyway, you're free to go after you finish washing up the glasses. Let me transfer you today's payment. Maybe I'll give Gil a small bonus for dealing with the bathroom. I mean, it was be the least you could do. Flawless service! Achievement! Ah, I love this flawless bonus. Of course, everything you earn, basically you have to give a commission of that to your boss. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Your membership to Shining Fingered will automatically renew on the 17th. Make sure your account is at least $800 by then. Jill is lost in thought about a hollow plant. Buying it will prevent her from getting too distracted. You can now browse Danger U. You can now visit JC Elton's. We can go to the shop. So she wanted a hollow plant. Fortunately, we have triple what we need to advance the story, so we don't have to worry about this. Let's get us a hollow plant. There we go. Mulan tea. Sure, why not? I believe we may need that later on. But we need to make sure we keep that $800 in the account. There you go. Jill got what she wanted and she's pleased with herself. She will surely focus at work. Alright then, hold on. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. I've actually developed a bit of a headache during the stream, so I really don't think I could do a second day. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been a pleasure playing this game with you. And I'll see you guys on Monday. So, take care, everybody. Have a good night or a good day wherever you're living in the world. See you then. Peace out.